Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So next week we come up to Labor Day. Obviously, it's a holiday about our labor movement, about good working environments and all that. But veteran viewers of mine may know that I really despise public holidays or any mandatory days off. And do I not like taking vacation? No. The real problem is the lack of choice of when to take the vacation. So, for example, a lot of people are going to be taking Labor Day off, right? And there are two problems with that. First of all, Labor Day's on a Monday, right? Imagine the Friday before that or the Sunday before that, if you work Sundays, you come up with what could have been a Nobel Prize winning idea, but then you're forced to take a day off and you lose that train of thought, right? That could happen. In the history of all mandatory holidays, I guarantee that one or two Nobel Prize winning ideas have been lost, right? After all, think of all the people who are forced to take Labor Day off. Think of how many times it has happened. Think of how many great ideas are out there. I guarantee something has been lost that wouldn't happen. Maybe not a Nobel Prize winning idea, but you can imagine all the inconveniences we have in our lives, right? A good idea for anything, right? I'll let you think about that depending on what you do for a living. That's problem number one. Problem number two is that your holiday experience is going to be diminished by the idea that everybody else is taking a day off it, right? So I noticed this when I was in sixth grade. I was all excited for, I think it was Thanksgiving. And so there were so many things I thought about doing. Thanksgiving came, and I quickly realized that none of the places that I wanted to go were open. I quickly realized that other places that were open were packed. I realized that it would cost a fortune for my family and I to go travel to our extended family members. We have extended family members in Taiwan. And I noticed that a lot of things were either closed or expensive or packed. And it dawned on me that those same places would be much more available if we took off on a different day than Thanksgiving, right? And it's not like I didn't want to go to school during that Thanksgiving break, right? It's I didn't have a school to go to, right? You may notice that my voice sounds really raspy today. It's what had happened was this past Monday, 2 days ago now. I'm surprised how long this has lasted. I was upset while driving to work, and so I got stuck in traffic, and I screamed out of the top of my lungs, and so I lost my voice, unfortunately. And so that's the kind of day I wish I could have taken off. Right, I'm not so upset anymore. I feel like I could work on Labor Day. I wish I had last Monday off when I was so upset. What had happened was that before I headed off to work, I ran into some difficulty with our internet connection at home, with trying to print something at our printer, and I was already on edge, and I was upset that it's kind of interesting how I got upset about this. I had hoped to take a break from my art projects, but when I went to check the tracking number for one of my packages, I noticed that it would show up early. I know it's weird. I have a love hate relationship. You know what? I have a love hate relationship with everything that I do. I love my job, but I also hate the commute, and I got to think about how to handle that. I love all of my work. It's the logistics of work that really destroy me more than anything else. The commuting, the lifting the heavy boxes of Bismuth, moving everything to the art show, and missing the sleep when I do the art. If I have to be honest. So, but having forced holidays, one of the reasons I love the art projects is that I never have a forced holiday. And having forced holidays just reduces the amount of freedom we have. That's kind of the irony of it all, right? Labor Day should all be about increasing choice, right? Which is what really gives us happiness in life, right? Having more choice. But yet it gives us less of it. I guarantee before Labor Day, people had just as much, people needed just as much free time as they did after Labor Day. But now one of those days is forced, right? That's the irony of it all, right? If anything, Labor Day should be the one holiday that's free floating, right? If Thanksgiving, Christmas, it has to be fixed, right? Labor Day and having good labor unions and good labor conditions should be all about having one day where we get to choose, right? So I think that's the irony of it all. By the way, if you want to strike against Labor Day and go to work despite it being Labor Day, I would support such a strike. It would be a very unusual kind of strike where people work when they shouldn't, right? All right. Please petition that we get rid of Labor Day and all mandatory holidays by leaving a dislike on this video. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.